I'm kind of so gobsmacked, I hardly know what to say. I was going to just talk about patents today and to show you all the different weather modification patents have been since the 1800s and show you how they're all military genetic engineering, all military weather modification, and all finance hyping up the climate crisis as if it's a climate crisis that hasn't been completely contrived and continues to be completely contrived by these disastrous and outrageous experiments on our environment. It's not even experiments; it's just a targeted attack. But then it came to a head today. David McBride was the first thing I read about this morning. Brilliant man who I'd already asked to be a witness in the appeal. He came back from Afghanistan and he did a protected disclosure of the war crimes. And they picked up on it, fair play to the journalists. They picked up on it, they did some big files on it, programs on it. And here we are 8 years later, and not one of the people who committed the war crimes has been jailed or even investigated. The journalists about 3 months ago got medals, or got honoured anyway, for their part in. But David McBride himself has gone to prison for 6 years, and they're calling it a travesty of justice. And the other thing which is really upsetting is Robert Fico. I'm absolutely disgusted with the BBC and the Guardian. They're the only two headings I saw saying, oh, he climbed his way to power on this agenda and that agenda, COVID and Ukraine, and then someone else said, I think it was the Guardian that said, he's a populist, pro-Russian. I mean, the man is an absolute unique. I'd call him the Gandhi of the people's movement right now. When all was lost about 4 months ago, nobody was speaking out. You couldn't get one government official to even admit that there was any vaccine damage or that, or even look at those international health amendments. It was just like, or even look at the contracts or look at anything that was done in any sort of critical way or reviewing way. And he did. He made a fantastic speech, and there was hundreds of lawyers. We were all there. We all played. It was just played on the thing, and it was like a beacon of hope. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. I'm talking about him in the past tense because he's not going to be brilliant now. He's formally refused that WHO treaty, and that's the reason he got into being a president. He said, if I get elected, I will make absolutely sure that we exit the WHO. That's what he said. And he's kept his promise, and he'd reiterated it now the time has come. The vote is this month. Around the world, England today said no, we're not going to hold the World Health Organization to their own constitution that says you need to see the documents 4 months before a treaty is signed, or anything is brought in, and Ireland, they're like, oh, they're absolutely great. They're a great help. They were a great help in the pandemic. I mean, it's absolutely, and I wouldn't mind. Well, I would mind, but I wouldn't mind if there was any sort of team going through this in any sort of a reviewing way. It's just absolutely shocking. and don't miss anything. When you look at these links to the shooting of Robert Fico today in the head and chest, it says a bloodied man was caught. Now, just saying what that actually means, there's been no reason for him to be bloodied unless this was part of a very, very dark ritualistic killing.